Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us for episode 8, Villains by the Hour, a TTRPG actual play based in the TV, the RPG system, in case you didn't think that sentence was hard enough to say. Don't test me. Try it yourself.
We're going to test her.
Don't do it. I'm terrible at tongue twisters. I'm Kayla, just KDM Dalliance. You can find me in a bunch of places doing too many things all the time, chronically overworked, overscheduled, queer, at that late tree, just KK, including this wonderful show on Paracosm Entertainment and many more, which you might have heard of by the time this comes out. The next one, Burned Hope, which is like post-apocalyptic dragons, we fucked up, set in modern-ish times, an alternate modern time. So have fun with that. Sorry Not Sorry, that's probably going to be a bit heart-wrenching. Just spoilers. When jumping right into it, to introduce our players, Nekla, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
Hi, I am Nekla the Druid. Nekla, aka Nekla the Druid on all the social places. You can find me over at Diversity Saves, where I'm a board member and director of programming. Be sure to check out our website. We have a bunch of fundraisers and community showcases if you'd like to join us. And also as the producer on Zeal Zaddy's channel of Paper Bag, the role-playing game show. An improvised game show with prizes and lots of fun and tying it back into TTRPGs, which airs every other Tuesday on Zeal Zaddy.
Awesome. And Blake, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
What am I up to? I'm playing TV the RPG right now. Come on, just kidding. Yeah, so I'm here, so definitely go watch the older episodes, get caught up if you haven't. And sometimes you can find me at the Cozy Trauma Corner.
And Sophia, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Sophia Olivia Scott. You can find me on Blue Sky at Nerdy Teddy. You can find me mostly working with Nerds with Dice. Of course, check out Nerdy Teddy on Blue Sky if I'm elsewhere.
Awesome. And jumping kind of right back into things, it's been a mind-numbing week. You're coming up onto Friday, finally, after doing literally mountains of paperwork and filing. You probably have some paper cuts. You might have, broken a few keyboards. Yeah, maybe wasted some time in the break room longer than you should have. But every time you get that mountain of paperwork down to about half, it goes right back up, probably a little bit past, because it has become very obvious to you that everyone on this floor has been instructed to give you their paperwork. Some do it gleefully, like Team A, some reticently, like those of like Team J. You did get that apology plate of homemade brownies when they first had to do it. And it has been a tiring week, and you're just ready to be done. And Vi, you sent out your little guy, Gerald, on a mission. You haven't seen him to take him home, but you have come in the mornings to find, like, a little sticky note. It's not writing because you realize you didn't give Gerald away to do that, but it's a sticky note, and he just keeps adding like a paw print to it every time to at least let you know he's been back. So like he's good, but he's doing his job. And kind of towards like lunches on Friday, you hear like a scuttling sound, and coming up over the top of your desk and like slinking along with his little, kind of maybe a little off-center now, black, like a vintage army helmet, no more supplies in his bandolier on his back, is a very tired Gerald. And he gets like in front of your keyboard and just flips over, and his tongue lolls out. You can see he is very tired.
Aww. like rub his little neck and belly just a little bit, and give him some time to relax. And I'm gonna counter with this is a little bit after lunch because guarantee freaking to you, Vi has taken advantage of. Oh, I have to go to lunch with the sponsors. Oh, Maevis has to go with me to go to lunch with the sponsor. I'll be back. So we have definitely been doing that, but she's gonna let Gerald relax for a little bit. Maybe like give him a little bit of drop some water in his mouth, keep his tongue wet, just so that even though he's a little guy, he knows he's not he's just tired. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you do know he has been eating because that like little snack stash you keep for all the lizards has been steadily depleting this whole week. As he's like shown back up, gotten more supplies, left that little paw note, and left again. So he's been working hard, and you know, it probably takes him like maybe an hour, and then he'll like roll over. He still looks tired and like he needs a vacation, but he like crawls onto your keyboard and waits till you stop typing.
I stop typing and then I open up Notepad.
And he hits 7-8 and then rolls back over and goes to sleep.
I love that. Vi will pick him up and put him in like a little makeshift, she's got soft things around her desk, make him a little makeshift bed for the rest of the day. Still with Philomena, just like, whatever, like fuck this guy, and give him a little bed to relax in for the rest of the day, which she closes the Notepad and goes back to her paperwork.
Yeah. And Grizlar, you've been doing just paperwork all week, haven't been going out on jobs. Mm-hmm. You've been front row of seats to the wonderful pandas in the office this whole week, too. Mm-hmm.
Grizlar, for the first time, is actually okay with it because he feels like that the company has been dishonorable, and so he hasn't even worn his janitor suit. So he's doing his paperwork. He's doing what he's supposed to do. As any kaiju's going to, they're still going to get the work done, but he's only going to do like just that. He's not going to try to clean up anything extra. He's just going to do the paperwork, and he's going to do it pretty darn well too. Because kaiju, they when they do their job, they kind of. So yeah.
So you're not wearing your janitor like jumpsuit thing anymore. Are you wearing like a different outfit? Or are you just going sans without? Because your wife, wife is a full kaiju. Kids are kaijus. They don't wear clothes. You have been a little bit of the oddball wearing your janitor jumpsuit. So, like, do you feel like you need to wear a clothing? Or are you just come without?
No, he's going just straight kaiju.
Yeah. So
not that paperwork.
Very noticeable to people. So we'll get to that in a second. Maevis, while you have been stuck on paperwork, Vi has pulled you out occasionally to go. Now, I do have a question. Are the lunch with the sponsors actually lunch with the sponsors or like lunch with the sponsor?
I think that like the first day they went and had lunch, Nekla can never remember names. Tyrion. I think the first day they went to lunch with Tyrion because Vi still has a very close, maybe a little too close friendship. But the other days it was kind of like just going to various different tea shops, just to like make it look like a lunch. She probably would have taken Grizlar if Grizlar wanted to go. But yeah, it's mostly those lunches that you talk a little bit about work so that you can write it off as a work lunch kind of thing.
Like the first 5 minutes when waiting for your food.
Yeah, my corporate baddies know what I'm talking about. Yes.
But yeah, okay. So you've been taken out a couple of times for lunch. Cyrene has also taken you out a couple of times for lunch. You've had little like middle of the day lunch dates with Cyrene. And I will say also, like, Dot has made sure to like visit you because she knows you're on suspension and she knows your whole team is. So she visits you on the floor and makes sure you all have like whatever it is you might like. That's just like how Dot is. So like a baked good or drink you like, maybe something that's really hard to find, like maybe like a kaiju specific thing for you, Grizlar, that like you have to have imported. and maybe like Pura tea, which is it for my tea people, a fermented disc of black tea, very mwah. And the older they are, the more expensive they are. And you know, just kind of like stops by, chats for a little bit. If Apusa tries to make a stink about it, like you do see, like she's not mean about it, but she very easily puts Apusa both at ease and like diverts him. Like maybe the thing that she does on the foundation floor, like puts her in a position to be able to do that. So like nothing super bad happens to your group except, you know, all of the paperwork all of the time. But you do get visits from Dot occasionally. But like, what are you doing during this week? You got paperwork. You got certain lunch dates going on.
I think this week, Maevis is. I wouldn't say happy about doing the paperwork, but kind of prefers it to like going out and being a villain, despite that's what she's supposed to be doing. Like everybody else is like, oh yeah, I'd rather be out there fighting heroes. Maevis not so much into that. Also, I would imagine probably constantly fending off emails from her mother about this partnership, and you know, whenever she has a moment, she is sort of working on this collaboration with Dot.
Yeah, and so as you are fending off your mom, are you doing it as like pretending you're going along with it but having lots of notes? Or are you being like, actually, no, this is completely wrong. It should be done this way. And then they do it that way. And you're like, no, that's not what I want. Do this other way. Like, what kind of delaying are you doing with your mom?
It is in a lot of ways full kind of diva, lots of notes, nope, never mind, that's wrong. Put it back where it was, you know. Put the bow back on the back of the dress. It doesn't work on the front, you know, that kind of thing.
Who told you to put it on the front? That's such a stupid idea.
I would imagine anybody who works with her mom is used to this kind of behavior. Not necessarily from Maevis, from her mother, but she's using the same tactics that she's seen her mother do to make these projects last longer than they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think your mom is like equal parts like annoyed that the process is taking so long, but proud of you. That you can tell the annoyance isn't directed at you, it's directed at the team of people working, being like, why can't you get this right? Why can't you understand what my daughter is telling you, kind of thing. Like, do I need to get a new team? Almost kind of vibe. And like proud of you for being like as direct and exacting as like she normally is. So like she's had very minimum notes because your notes have often included like things she would have pointed out, and like so she'll give like a couple of notes here and there because your notes have been so extensive during the process. And like you can tell, like you had maybe like a couple of like catch-up dinners while she's in town, and she's like kind of proud of you about like how assertive and demanding you're being in this process. whatever the like project version of a like Bridezilla is. Projectzilla? I don't know. That sounds like a product.
Yeah.
She's very proud of you.
I think if you actually watched Maevis like type out each of these emails with all the notes, you can see her like cringing as she does it. Just
like channeling your mom and being like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
Yeah, exactly.
I think Maevis, you've also gotten a couple like text messages from Dot reminding you, hey, I know you feel bad and you want to send them like a bouquet of fruit, but don't do it. Don't do it. It will undercut what you're trying to do. Don't do it. Gotta be hard. We just need like another week, and we can full on reverse this on your mom.
Salt Bay of evil.
And I think with that, we just need another week thing. Like, Dot, once you're like, I'm in, let's do this, set up like a super like militarized encrypted mail server for you guys for the company, and like set you up with a secure connection VPN into the mail server, and you guys have been like sending designs like back and forth, like way better. Like you take a little bit of like hints of stuff from the things your mom gave you, and like it is way better. It's like, I don't know what to call them, but the asymmetrical like skirt line where it like starts like just below the hip on one side, but then like goes all the way down to the ankle on the other, and like reminiscent of like maybe like a sword slashed it or something, and like you're doing all kinds of things like that, and you're sending it back and forth and doing notes. And I think one day you might start going out to a lunch with Vi, and Dot steals you, and you all go look at like a warehouse manufacturing for something, and like, do you like how they do the stitch detailing on this thing, or do you not? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you're like impressed with the fact that like Dot immediately set up a militarized encryption mail server. And is like, no, but like we need this with our parents. We can't be using the same email they know about. What? You don't think they've hacked that shit? I assume they've hacked that shit. But yeah, so that's how your week goes. Vi, at one point, I think at the same day that you start to go to lunch with Maevis and they get stolen by Dot to go look at stuff, you get into the elevator by yourself to go to lunch. And it stops at a floor before, like halfway down, and opens, and you see Sub-Zero get on, and the door closes. And Sub-Zero is in their villain outfit. It is not as emo heavy as it was when they were on your team. It's closer to like a Mr. Freeze, Dr. Frost kind of thing. And he just kind of like stands there, doesn't acknowledge you, and then you feel the elevator slow down and stop again, and you hear like a buzz sound, like it's a little louder. And the elevator door opens, and it's that demi-plane area, and he just kind of like turns his head to look at you and nods out and walks into the demi-plane area.
You mean we've been able to access it without a catastrophe this whole time?
I mean, I don't know about this Wii thing, but the nanobots are pretty chill when you actually like talk to them and don't order them around.
We're supposed to be villains. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't have to be rude about it.
That's true. That's true.
And you actually see, like, as he walks into it and the lights kind of, like, come on as he's walking into the space, there's, like, a little, like, nice table with, like, some lunch set up on it. And he just kind of sits down, he's like, and kind of, like, gestures for you to join him.
I do. And I'm like, this is actually pretty cool.
And he pulls out like a hand tablet, not quite like a full iPad, but a little bit bigger than a smartphone. And it has like a little kickstand he pulls out, and he places it as if there's a third person joining. And on the screen comes something similar to what you saw with the cloud of nanobots that you all first fought in that bank job, the collective, but not quite. And he's like, bye, I would like to introduce you to the Death Laser Nanobots. Death Laser Nanobots? Bye.
Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Sorry, I'm usually a bitch.
And they kind of laugh, and it's when they talk where collective was like a zillion whispers like building on top of each other to become like a single weird reverberating voice. Theirs is more like a buzzing voice, like there's like bees speaking. And they just kind of like laugh, and they're like, yeah, everybody's like that, but not Sub here. And Sub kind of laughs, and he's like, obviously, you know, I'm not the only person we have on the inside, not just in Death Laser, but in the other companies. And Nan here, and he points at the little tablet thing, you know, helps us a lot. This is a space that we can come to if we need it. First, he kind of like gestures between you both. And you know, they can provide some assistance. I'm going to be real here. You know, Death Laser didn't really like it when the Major left.
Well, yeah, no.
Well, not only did they not really like it, they kind of put together a strike team task force whose whole deal is like hunting him down kind of thing. And not the like happy-go-lucky FBI legal side of things kind, more like the Death Squad kind. Now the Major could completely handle it. He's pretty much thwarted them the entire time. However, they're making it a little bit difficult for him to get the last couple things he needs for his plans. And that's kind of where me and you and your group come into play here, right? So you all are suspended, stuck in the office doing paperwork. Monday morning, you all are going to get new orders. You're still going to be stuck in the office. You're still going to be doing paperwork. But the foundation floor is going to become a little short-staffed. And there's going to be an influx of jobs, so they're going to need some extra help up there. And when you're up there, I'll send some further instructions on that phone I gave you. We're going to see what we can do to nudge things in the direction that the Major wants them to go in. Now, if you're not down for that, this conversation never happened. Nanobots, if you try to say anything, you have no proof. The nanobots, yeah, you kind of don't have any recordings. I scrubbed everything. You got into the elevator and you left the building, just like you have all this week.
Yeah, no, the nature of what we're doing just makes everything you say sound suspicious.
I mean, we are villains.
That's what I just said. So, yes, we'll do that. I am concerned that by the foundation floor will become short-staffed. One of us has a friend there, and I would just like to make sure that if you know, as villains, you're taking people out of the picture, that we kind of protect the ones that we care about.
Look, I understand we're villains, but like if we killed people to get them out of the picture for to be short stabbed, I think Seth No would probably catch on that maybe something's going on.
Yeah. However, I'm covering all my bases because we got to be a little espionage, a little sneaky. I just want to make sure. I mean, if you're going to give them the stomach flu, just don't give them the one that makes them so sick that they have to go to the hospital. But like, you know, I'm just protecting my own.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. But like, they're not gonna die. We're not gonna kill them. I mean, whether they die from being sick, I can't say because I'm not fully involved in that. But they're not gonna die. Like, we're not gonna assassinate 5 people so you all can have spots on the foundation floor, okay?
Look, some of the things that the major said before, I would not put it past him. That is why I am saying it.
I mean, if he assassinates 5 of those people, then that's 5 less people for him to recruit later.
That is very true.
And they're going to need somewhere to go when shit hits the fan.
I know. We're working on the trust thing.
I know.
I want to trust you 100%. But it's been a couple years. I just want to make sure. So we got to get to the foundation floor. Got it.
Yeah. And like I said, keep that phone with you. You'll get further instructions in it. That phone, Nan here, and you see like a little emoji pops up doing the salute thing, has already masked and will scrub anytime that phone comes out. It won't appear on any cameras. Nan set it up with, a separate network, so it's not even interacting with anything provided by or nearby Death Lizard, so like no trace kind of deal. So don't worry about it, it's good. You'll also need something else, and Nan goes, oh shit, yeah, and like a little like kind of like a USB, but closer to like those USB connector things that you use for like your mouse or like a keyboard, pops out of the bottom of the phone like it had been like inserted into it. And Sub-Zero takes it and hands it to you, and it's like, you'll also need that when the time comes.
Okay. That's weird. And I like secure it away.
And he kind of laughs. He's like, we literally work in a building full of villains with a kaiju that's 3 feet tall, and then it gestures at you and then himself. Like, not the weirdest thing in this building.
No, it's just sometimes you gotta laugh at like, you're not quite old enough to remember the before times, but sometimes you just gotta laugh at how far we've come. Okay. I mean, one last question. Did you even spot Gerald, or was he able to stay like sneaky enough?
I gave him snacks.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
I let him take a break on my desk before he came back to you.
He's just so dang adorable and passionate.
Down the teleporter back to your floor so you didn't have to go down all those steps again.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I kind of figured he was yours. Or Dr. Rash's, who you've mentioned.
Yeah, he was Dr. Rash's, and then I rescued him. Yeah. All right.
Also, like, not the weirdest thing to see, just like an animal roaming Death Lizard, but like, you might want to tell him to like stick to the walls next time.
Gerald.
Because like he was like walking right down the middle of like a bright blue carpet.
And he brought the hat. So, oh my gosh. Okay. I guess it's not as suspicious fully knowing what Dr. Rash
Yeah.
lets loose in this place. But hey, at least now the shoe build stork is now on your side.
That guy's creepy as fuck.
I know, which is why having him as an enemy is a bad thing. Anyway. Okay. Well, since you gave me lunch, you want to play a game just for old time's sake?
Did you toss my cards off the roof?
I'm sure you've got more.
And he kind of laughs, pulls out a new deck of cards. And you guys start playing.
Yeah.
It's a pretty pleasant lunch. And like, he like, as you guys are wrapping up, he like takes the tablet, puts it away, and lets Nan, goes back to power it off or whatever. At least that like way to talk to Nan does. And he takes you over to the elevator and opens it and doesn't go in with you because like he is trying to like do some distance there. And he's like, well, have a good weekend, I guess.
See you later.
Yeah. Bye. And the elevator closes. Yeah. Well, how do you feel, confession can by about, this interaction? You just were taken to a demiplane, learned that, yeah, you can in fact enter and exit that demiplane when you want to, when you're in good with the nanobots.
Vi is confession can. I mean, there's a lot of emotions. And also learning that the nanobots are sentient is a little bit kind of mind-blowing. I thought they were just like the regular AI, but that's kind of cool. I don't know. Feeling a lot of big emotions. I'll probably drink away over the weekend.
And the elevator goes a little slower than normal, but it does pop you off on your floor with your team. Yeah, you guys have just a latter half of a workday to wrap up however you want to. I mean, you have noticed by that, probably like midway through the week, Grizlar starts showing up sans his janitor like jumpsuit.
I don't think Vi addresses it because I think that Vi kind of understands, having spent time, with Grizlar's family and stuff. I think that Vi, like the first day it happens, just kind of looks at him and makes eye contact and nods, just kind of like, good. And then, but she doesn't make a big deal out of it. She doesn't really, it is just a thing. Mm-hmm. She's too busy with all of Team A's paperwork because the unresolved storyline that we skipped because I wasn't paying attention is that Vi canceled her date with Jin. And so Team A has pleasantly, like with glee, been making her life hell this week.
Yeah, and I think you can't prove it in any way to do anything about it, but they've definitely been like over the top, extra flamboyant with their jobs since you have taken over doing the paperwork for the floor. So that like not only is it the normal like inch of paperwork you have to do per job, but like now theirs per job is like 2.5 inches of forms and paperwork you have to fill out. And because you guys are on suspension and filling it out, anytime there's like any mistake or any corrections that needs to be made, Apusa sends the file right back to your desk.
Mm-hmm. And that's fine because she's on purpose. Like, in a stack of 15 papers spelled somebody's name wrong on purpose in a way that is slightly offensive. And just is, I mean, she's sassy about the fact that she's doing all this paperwork. But she's doing it correctly. Just occasional typos.
I will say that Grizlar will probably end up doing the bulk of it because he knows that Maevis and Vi are doing other things, and so he's going to put all like the effort he would put into like cleaning into it. So he would like make sure that they can have free time because he knows they're doing stuff, and so he's just going to be doing like majority of the paperwork, just knocking it out.
So by that, do you mean like does Grizlar come in early and leave late, or what? How does Grizlar tackle handling like?
Oh, well, Grizlar still has like work-life balance, like he's still getting his life, but he's going to just knows like just yeah, he's that same kind of almost I guess rage fueled kind of doing it like really not liking the company, so he's going to do like his darnest, make sure it's perfect, almost like out of spite. And so, but yeah, he comes in the same time, but he just goes straight to work. So making sure like that everyone else's paper is lower, so like they can do what they need to do. We just focusing on that one little goal. So
yeah, and I think it's pretty obvious that like as you all come in after Grizlar has taken a little bit off of the top of each of your stacks, and his stack is way taller than the rest of yours.
Oh, we have talked about how these cubicles have those sliding things like they have in Severance, and fully like those things have slid down and he's like pulled the tops of the paperwork off. And we're just like, Grizlar, okay.
Yeah, and sometimes he'll do it while you're in the office, but most of the time you've noticed he either waits until you all have left or before you all get in the morning. He's just there working already and has stolen parts of your piles.
And I will say, Friday, this doesn't have to be the scene now, but just setting it up that Vi will do everything to make sure that the three of them leave at the same time so that she can take them into the elevator. She wastes no time in testing if she can get the elevator to go to the demiplane to relay the information.
Now, question for you if you're going to do that. How are you reaching out to Nan to let Nan know that that's what you want to do?
I've probably like examined the thing that they gave me to see if that was how I was supposed to contact them, like by plugging it into the burner phone or plugging it into my phone. Yeah, I would do that. In case it was a virus, I've just fucked up my phone.
So the little like tabby thing doesn't really react as you're putting it into anything yet. But if you look at your burner phone, there's literally only on it a messaging like one of those like command line messaging things like in the 80s before like computers got out of being black and weirdly green. So like there's no way to tell it who to send a message to, just input a message and receive a message. But you do know that Nan has set up everything for the phone and is most likely the one monitoring the stuff for the phone if you wanted to try and connect with them that way. Or you could use it to message Sub-Zero, who you know has a connection to Nan and could arrange something.
I think that I think I would try and send a message on the phone of just trying to be like sickly sweet is the first thing that came to mind, but I don't think it's like that because I think now she is going just a tad bit overboard being nice, but not in a false way, like she doesn't mean it. You know, she's just overcompensating for the fact that she has been kind of really mean. Of like, do you think it would be possible for us to take like a few minute journey into the demiplane just so I can catch them up in a safe way that's not going to reveal anything, you know, that kind of thing.
I think you get 2 lines of text back. One says, "It's fine this time, Nan," and another one that says, You don't have to try so hard. Like, and you can tell that given the second message of you don't have to try so hard, that the 2 lines of text are probably both from Sub-Zero, because that is the kind of call out Sub-Zero would have done to you.
Yes. Does it have an emoji keyboard?
No. It is like straight up old school command line text bullshit.
So Vi contemplates jokingly sending the middle finger emoji and then realizes there's no emoji keyboard and realizes that has saved her from getting a little sassy again.
Yeah. So Maevis, is there anything you're wanting to do during the day? Like I said, you do notice Grizlar stealing your paperwork. You do notice that he's no longer wearing his janitor outfit. You do notice Vi being in like a little lackadaisy and like sniggering occasionally when they mess up on purpose, like the name of the people. Sometimes they'll like send a message to like the group chat with the version that they messed up to be like, isn't this so great?
I think at first, Maevis doesn't do anything, but will eventually like get up and go over to Grizlar and be like, "Hey, you okay over here? I know you've been
Grizlar.
doing a lot of extra work."
Well, they want Grizlar and team to do paperwork, so Grizlar is going to do paperwork because apparently that's what our team is good for. So Grizlar's knocking it out.
Okay.
Ooh. But how was Maevis doing with a certain someone?
You asked. She immediately blushes. It's going well. It's going really well.
Ooh. Well enough for Grizlar doesn't know a date or something, or
yeah, we've had a couple of lunch dates and stuff. Yeah.
And remind Grizlar, you guys don't fight each other, right? Like that's not like that's only a kaiju thing, right? You guys just
no, not. Some people do with like certain lines of consent and stuff, but like we don't do that. No.
I like Maevis trying to kind of maybe explain kinks to Grizlar.
Now Grizlar gets it though, because it's like no, he's
Grizlar's like, that's just very vanilla for us.
You need to sign for no Grizlar's he like no Grizlar's Grizlar's happy though. That is great news. Well, hopefully that can use, but yes. But don't worry, Grizlar, make sure to handle, if you have any extra paperwork, Grizlar can handle it. That is no problem.
Okay. You know, just so you know, like, you don't have to take my extra paperwork or my paperwork. I can and will get it done.
Oh, Grizlar did not mean any offense by it, and Grizlar knows that you have been getting it done. Everyone has, but just Grizlar knows that he doesn't. Grizlar knows that you guys have other things that can also be helpful. So Grizlar just wants to do his part by doing this, because Grizlar knows that can kind of help as well by bringing up other things. So
no, that's great, and I just want to make sure that like. I don't want you doing too much. I don't want you doing too, you know, and stuff. So like, I just want to make sure everything's okay for you as well.
Well, Grizlar does truly appreciate that. But yes, this is nothing compared to cleaning 18,000 floors by yourself. This is nothing to Grizlar. This is easy. Cleaning all that stuff, that was effort. This is just, nothing.
At that point, a red panda pushing like a little like mop and bucket passes behind Grizlar.
Grizlar doesn't even look. Grizlar just learn to not even just. He's gonna makes himself blind to them, so he doesn't even see them. But then Grizlar is gonna ask too. How was everything going with your mother? How did?
It's being handled. Yeah, I mean it's going good. It's being handled. We're, doing our best.
That's all we can do.
That whole situation. It's a little exhausting, but it's fine.
Well, Grizlar is always here if you need to vent or talk about anything like that. Kaiju are great at listening, so.
Well, okay. Thank you, Grizlar. Thank you for that.
Well, hopefully they take us off of suspension sometime soon, but it's this is kind of, I guess, nice getting a break from other things, so it's not the worst. But
at that point, your phone goes off, and your kaiju family member that you texted a long time ago, but ignored your text and just hearted your kids' pictures, doesn't answer your text, but sends you like an event link to like a family barbecue like gathering.
Does it show anyone who RSVP'd already? Like, is it just like a link to it, or does it show like?
So it's like a link to like an event page that they set up for the family to be like, hey, we're doing a family reunion this year out on this island that's in the base, so we don't have to worry about anything. We rented it out for the day, it's potluck style. Here's the ways we're providing for you to get to the island. You can obviously provide your own ways. It's got to be like from this time to this time kind of deal. Here are some of the like vague like family events you guys normally do happening.
Mm-hmm. I assume it probably they have to have a special area. I mentioned a whole bunch of kaiju in areas. Probably, maybe a little not good for areas, but Yeah, Grizlar will. Yeah, he will. He will accept it because he wants his kids to see the rest of the family too. To see how many people can go. Is there like a certain amount of people that can go, or no? Just a general kind of.
It's just a general like. Here's the information. Like with most family events or like gatherings, like it's probably recognized that not everyone's going to be able to make it. But it's just like open. There's no like set limit on how many people can be there. And the island he does mention in the thing, you do know has been used in the past for like family gatherings for you because it's kind of it's away from the city, so it's not going to cause any damage to the city. It's like an island in the middle of the bay, but it is a very big island. Like, the only reason there's not like buildings and shit built on it is because like a kaiju foundation consortium like bought the island and they keep it specifically for kaijus to use for events or gatherings or things because they know like doing a kaiju gathering in a city is a bad idea, but doing it on this island that they can provide play around that.
Okay, cool. So he'll respond with like, yes, we'll be there. Ooh, maybe can discuss my text the other text that I sent. The two that have been read but not responded to. ... Send.
Definitely reads it, definitely does not respond to it.
Okay, well,
doesn't respond to you being like, we should talk about that, but it's like, great, see you there, thumbs up emoji.
Grizlar's not gonna call him. Grizlar wants to call him, but he's at work, so he can't call him. But Grizlar's like, he's gonna call him one time, but yeah. So he does that, and then Grizlar didn't want to ask though Maevis invite too, if anyone's seen Todd and has anyone heard from, oh my God, why am I brain farting? Rash, because we haven't. How many days has it been since we've seen either of them? Like this whole week.
So yeah, it's been about this week. You have heard from Todd. They've given you like, yeah, I'm fine. It's just like family stuff, like handling family stuff. Dr. Rush, like, you've probably gone and like visited him and hung out with him. He's still in the holding area because like every time they go to try and let him out, he immediately goes to try and destroy and get into the lab again so that they have to put him back in the holding. Like, and they try to tell him, like, look, like, we need you not to do this because we're gonna have to keep putting you back in holding every time you do this.
That sounds like Dr. Rash, but okay. Dang, okay.
Yeah, we'll say that Maevis has definitely been trying to get like Todd to like hang out in person. Like, can we meet up? Whether or not those are responded to or accepted, I don't know. But she's been trying.
Yeah, and I think Todd tried, because I mean, given Todd's personality, Todd tries, like, they at least keep you all updated on text messages, like, hey, it's just a family thing, and like doing I'm really trying to get back to it, guys. I think maybe at this point they found out about the paperwork thing, so they're like, I'm so sorry, you're stuck with like my portion of the paperwork too. Like, just leave it there and I'll handle it after, like, I'll come into work late once this is handled and deal with what I can. And like, and they try to like occasionally stop by, but it's very like walking, like check in. Like they come in and be like, okay, bye. So you at least know they are existing and they're okay-ish with whatever they're handling. And I mean, Dr. Ash, you know exactly where he is because I think after the second or third time, like security messages your team and is like, what is wrong with this guy?
I think that Vi almost encourages Rash to do this because if Dr. Rash is in their lab or in a holding cell, at least they are in a place where they're not going to cause more trouble while we wait for instructions. I hate to say that. I'm so sorry, Chris.
I mean, given his very villainous speech last time.
I mean,
it's almost like Vi has probably gone to bat at least like once and been like, his contract clearly states in look, there's a typo right here in the translation or something like that, just to like egg it on.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, Vi, you're getting everyone into the elevator. Are you being subtle about trying to leave at the same time with everyone? Or are you just being like, hey, guys, we should all leave together?
I think it's not necessarily not subtle, but it's also something probably Vi has done before. Like, no working late on Fridays, work-life balance, pack it up right now. We are out. We are going. Let's go. And doing that. The only thing that might seem out of sorts is going directly for the elevator, but she's kind of covering it with, I told you, no working late on Fridays, no doing this, act your wage, don't do the, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, Grizlar remembers that because he did that on our past team too. That was a big thing as well. Just like we knew it was Friday because you'd be going around like, nope, we're done.
Like, nope, turn off your computer, turn off your monitor.
Drop the broom, Grizlar, and just keep moving. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Grizlar will ask, like, wait, but why are we using the elevator? Shouldn't we?
No, the nanobots fixed it. You know, they're actually like really good at what they do.
The disbelief in Grizlar's voice.
They're actually like really good at what they do.
Oh, Grizlar just I mean, that's okay. That's new. He sees Vice looking away, like, well, okay. Vice, everything.
Vi is just like, it looks fake, like a facade, like while we're standing there waiting for the elevator, and you're like, you good? Vi is just like got this, you know, pleasant corporate smile.
Okay, Grizlar's a little concerned, but
I think that at some point Vi will shoot you a glance that you've probably seen over the long time that we've done it. That the glance says, "Stop asking questions."
And sometimes Grizlar does it, sometimes he doesn't, sometimes he will. So he will like Grizlar's be like, okay.
So as you get into the empty elevator and the doors close, it's waiting for you to press a button. And I think there's that long pause where you're like, shit, I didn't ask like what I'm supposed to do there. And the ring around like a random floor like flashes a color for a second, and then it's like nothing happened.
And Vi will press that button.
And it will start going towards that floor and then slow down to that very slow pace that it did. And will open, and it is that demi-plane, except this time as the lights are coming on, it like lights up like a little seating area with a little like coffee table that has some snacks and drinks on it.
And Vi will walk just straight out, like assuming that the other two will follow her, but she doesn't say anything.
He's shook, but Grizlar's following.
Yeah, I think Maevis is the same way. Has no idea what's going on, but is just like, yeah, sure. Weird stuff happens all the time around here. I'm just gonna go with it.
And so Vi will go and sit down. Oh no, to sneeze again. Sorry. Vi will go and sit down in the little seating area, and like invite the other two and be like, so like, time to get caught up on what's going on. Have a seat. So yeah, so the nanobots actually are really nice when you, and I'm not trying too hard, but like if you're nice to the nanobots, they're actually really good at. And she begins to recount what happened in the room with Sub-Zero. And then she's like, oh wait, I didn't even tell you that I saw Sub-Zero. And then she goes back and talks about the diner scene. And she's like, so yeah, I'm not going to use this a whole bunch, but I wanted to get you all on board before Monday. And this seemed like the safest way possible. Do I need to recount it actually for either of you, or are we good? Because then we have to get me involved, and I'm not that good.
I think we're good. Chris was that's a lot. Wait, so Sub-Zero still playing? Because Grizlar, so we knew that he just transferred, right? But we haven't seen Sub-Zero though, so we didn't know if he was still with the company. Technically, is like that much of a disconnect?
So you know that when he put in a transfer, he didn't just put in a transfer to go to a different team on your floor. He fully put in a transfer, as in like, I want a different team on a different floor.
Well, Grizlar's happy that Sub-Zero is doing okay for what it sounds like. I'm surprised that they changed her hair though, because I thought that was gonna stay in style for longer than that, but things change.
No, it was just a phase, Grizlar. Just kidding.
What is this phase? We don't do phases. We are just.
No, you don't. It's okay. It's a human thing. It's fine. No, so I don't know what they're going to ask us to do when they get to the foundation floor or when we get there. And if at any time it like gets to be outside of your boundaries or not something that either of you are comfortable with, you know, we'll arrange for you to be able to step away. I'll arrange. I'm not going to say we. I'll arrange for you to be able to step away, but I'm going to commit pretty hard to this.
I mean, advising that there's no way Grizlar's going to do the same thing. Grizlar is not going to let you just go full into this. So if you're going full into this, Grizlar is going to go full into it as well. Grizlar wouldn't be a kaiju if he did differently.
Yeah. I appreciate that, Grizlar. Maevis, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, let's. I'm all in. Let's do this.
Okay. All right. Well, we have the weekend. Please enjoy your weekend, and then, report back on Monday, I guess.
Wait, but whatever happened? Grizlar's out of the loop. Like he knows you were going to have a date. He didn't know it didn't happen. So he's like, "Wait, but what happened with that? Weren't you going on a date with what's their name?
Jen?
Jen did that?
Nah, I canceled that. That bitch was mean. She said so many mean things about you guys. It has been so long I forgot their pronouns. I apologize. They were so mean and they said so many bad things about you guys. So I just said, you're not really worth my time. I got better things to do than to share a meal with a little storm cloud of negativity.
Well,
which is kind of why I also ended up with so much of their paperwork.
Well, Grizlar's sorry. Well, Grizlar's happy that they showed you who they were, so that you don't have to deal with that anymore.
It did though. Sorry.
No, you go. You're good.
It did kind of suck though that they didn't have any like single siblings that I could like revenge boink, but it's fine.
Ooh, well, Grizlar knows many kaiju who are single and ready to, as people would say, mingle. So you just let Grizlar know.
So I need to know: do kaiju have their own specific dating app?
Yes, they do. Now they
what would they call the kaiju dating app?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Smash or pass.
Smash or right to the point. There we go. Like it's direct. That fits.
When you swipe right, instead of getting connected for a message, you get connected for like a meetup of fighting.
Exactly.
Yeah, battle pretty much. Yes.
Exactly.
A battle schedule.
Smash. Yes.
But and then Grizlar's actually gonna ask both of you to like, hey, over the weekend you guys are going to come, but you're both are invited to have dinner. Grizlar hasn't seen you guys out of work in a long time, so Grizlar appreciates you guys, and somewhere that's not here.
We
don't have to go. It's an open invitation.
No, I'm definitely going to take you up on that because I need an update on how the kids are feeling after we wrecked their heroes.
Are they still super upset?
If nothing else, I'm going to at least take some of that load off because Auntie Vi is going to get real. Maybe you shouldn't have had such bad idols.
Ooh, yeah, so with that too, so they're listening by, can they also have liked Maevis too, the move that Maevis did? Could they like...
Oh, of course.
Because Maevis is so cool, so I feel like they would...
So we'll probably, if we get to the dinner scene, do some drama rolls to see what their impression is.
Yeah. I think Maevis will just be like, yeah, no, Grizlar, I'd love to. That sounds great.
And
you see Grizlar, like, because he kind of, almost like a kaiju blush because he was kind of nervous about asking, so like you see him turn like kind of blue for a second, and then just like, oh yeah. Grizlar's fine either way.
Vi, I think you get a message on the burner phone that's like, I did what I could to try and get Dr. Rash out Monday morning. They're holding him over the weekend. That guy's gotta chill.
I'll send a message back. We'll work on it, but maybe it's best he stays in one spot for a couple days. And I'll update the other two and say, it looks like we can get Dr. Rash out on Monday morning. He'll just have to catch up with us on the fly. Speaking of catching up, Maevis, Doc kind of pulled you away the other day. It seems like you guys, you two are doing something. But are you allowed to share?
Ooh, that is a good question. Is she allowed to share? Are there...
And Vi is specifically asking in the place she has just told you doesn't exist.
Yeah,
and has
that's why I was like, how much of this is super locked down has Vi told Maevis about?
Yeah, it's just, are there like NDAs and stuff involved?
Well, so yeah, I mean, there's paperwork involved, but like Dot isn't going to keep you from telling your friends that she just might like caution you like how you tell. Because obviously she set up like literally an encrypted mail server for communications so that your parents wouldn't find out. So like if you were going to tell them anything, probably this space is the safest spot to share with.
Okay. Yep. So like, well, so my mother, for several years now, she's had this whole thing about us teaming up, wanting me to really be a villain, and so everything that happened with the live stream, she got really excited, and there's all these ideas about collaborations between us, and I've been stalling her, which I feel really bad about for her employees, but I've been stalling her because Dot and I are working to undercut her and release a fashion line under Dot's new brand before she gets, my mother can make me collaborate with her.
Hell freaking yeah.
Grizlar lets out a happy roar. Just like sorry, pardon, Grizlar.
Hell freaking yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's what we've been working on in very, very secret.
If you need models of unusual sizes, just
We
Grizlar would
definitely
be
will.
honored to wear something designed by Maevis. Grizlar would be more than honored.
We definitely will need more models.
That is really, I'm really proud of you, Mavis. That takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of bravery and courage. And what's the kid say? Chutzpah. No,
What?
That's definitely not the thing the kids say.
Grizlar's kids have never said that.
I
Grizlar's
thought
kids
I
have never
did
said that
bad with
before.
like kid lingo last time Grizlar's kids popped up. That is worse.
oh, but it was the funniest thing I could have said in that moment. Well, I was trying to be sincere about Vi would be very, very proud of Mavis. And yes.
Oh, I would. A lot's happened since then, but I was going to tell you something because, and I just got reminded because you were talking about Jin. You know, I think I got the impression that they had a thing with my mom at some point.
Jin?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh. You see 700 thoughts pass through Vi's mind and realize they would all be a very bad idea. Well, I mean, yeah. That makes sense. I could see that.
I like to think in the production of this TV show, it literally shows thoughts racing past, and on top of those thoughts running like it's a treadmill is a guy with just a giant red flag like waving. And one of the thoughts that kind of like slows down just large enough probably for it to like show up quick if you pause the TV is like, I can do Mavis's mom.
Yes. That was like, no, that's a bad idea. No, that would be a bad idea. And that's why I said tons of bad thoughts that would be 100% red flags. Vi's a little promiscuous when it gets down to it. And no, she's not going to do that.
It's okay, you have the other F now too, so you're good.
I do.
Yeah, it got kind of awkward. When they realized who my mother was.
Good thing I canceled that date then. I don't need your mom to be one of my metaphors. Don't get weird.
Yeah, a little bit. That would definitely be a little weird.
Yeah.
So, wait, and then Grizzler's gonna ask too. Like, so the nanobots, do they have a name, like a collective, like, or?
Yes. And Vi will say it correctly. I will ask Kay to say it one more time because I think you were saying Nan.
Nan. N-A-N.
N-A-N. Nan.
Well, Grizzlar's gonna say it to him. Grizzlar apologizes for being rude. Grizlar did not. Grizzlar's just sorry and will treat Nan with a lot more respect, like they should have all along. He says it out to the open.
I think the burner phone goes off, and you see, sorry about ruining your job.
Vi will read that out.
Because when the nanobots got added is when the explosion of floor growth happened.
Yeah. Well, Grizzlar thinks what we're saying is like, well, Grizlar is realizing that, though Grizlar loves being a janitor, that's your job shouldn't be one's identity anyway, so Grizlar just, Grizlar is more content.
Oh yeah, character growth.
And not literally, because it probably shouldn't happen, but I think in the TV show of this, like a little like achievement bubble pops up in the corner, and it's like, man, we'll remember this.
What was that? What was that ding sound?
My hot pocket's ready.
It's ready. Ooh, can we cook down here too? Like, well, I mean,
No, I think Vi would have like impressed upon you, like, we're probably gonna have to earn more privileges in order to, like, this was just I got them to do it so that I could get you up to speed, but like I don't want to take advantage of it yet or like overuse it yet.
I'm down for some quests from Nan. I'm down for some quests.
Yes.
I don't know what a nanobot's gonna want, but Grizlar is down.
Yeah, so as we come to, you guys can have whatever time you want in this space as you come to the end of the day and disperse how you want to. As that happens, we'll go ahead and go to break. Oh, look at that, people! Smooth transition for the win. As the sun sets, we'll sunset over to a break. keep up. See you in a little bit, and grab some snacks.
Oh, the chutzpah behind that.
Oh yeah. Apparently, I got a lot of chutzpah.
As the kids would say.
As the kids would say, I got some chutzpah. But yeah, see you after the break. Bye. Hello and welcome back from the break. Hope you guys got in your exercises, got some water, got some snackies, preferably unhealthy ones because you're allowed that. You're worth it. So as we roll into our story, Grizlar, you've sent out this invitation for a dinner this weekend to the group. How are you preparing for it? What kind of dinner are you serving? What's your prep look to be a host?
Oh gosh. I didn't think this far. Oh, okay.
You did this to yourself. I didn't do this to you. You did this to yourself.
Making sure they have seating for regular sized individuals. Because only one for Grizlar usually, because he's a small son of the family. So getting more regular seats, making sure to have food that's edible by everyone that's coming, so not only kaiju food but also regular food as well, and then also just helping the wife, like whatever she needs to, like just helping her cook, do whatever he can to help with that, and then just talking to his kids as well, because he knows they're still kind of mad, so just just hey, Vi's coming, Maevis is coming, trying to do that too.
I think they do that thing that kids do that they totally still do. I swear, I know this. Where they kind of don't talk to you, but they talk around you.
So and you know what that takes? That takes a lot of chutzpah.
Oh my god.
So they'll talk to each other, or they're direct questions to mom instead of to you.
Yeah, just that whole. Yeah, Grizlar just accepted it for now, so it's fine.
It's a little better because last week they wouldn't even like take dinner at the table with you. They would like take their dinner and take it to their rooms, like pretending like they had homework or a project or something to work on.
True. So at least it's progress. Yes, Grizlar's happy. It is progress.
Mm.
Yeah. I will say too that Grizlar's probably super nervous because he hasn't had anyone over in like in a while like that. So definitely nerves were up. But yeah.
So do you take on the cooking for your dinner event, or is your wife doing the cooking for the dinner event?
I think because they split it usually, because I mean she works too, so it's like whenever. But I think they're both gonna kind of knock it out. So they have to cook like regular food as well. So they're both gonna knock it out together.
Okay.
Or try to at least.
So what are you making for dinner? What's on the menu?
Oh my gosh.
Is it just all kaiju stuff, or are you taking into account if the guests you're getting?
I think Grizlar, because we've eaten together as a group, so I think Grizlar is kind of just like just kind of noting, okay, they like this. Definitely have some specialized teas coming. Like he has like via special tea that you order just in case to have too. So he has that if I wants it as well. And whatever he's seen Maevis eat the most of when we're eating together, he's going to like try to make that. So whatever Maevis eats the most at like the break room, he's going to try to make that too.
Yeah, so I'm going to actually make our first dice roll of this episode happen. You can only do action challenges, so it's an action challenge.
That's fine. Okay.
You need at least a 10 for it to be edible. Anything over it will improve the situation, but you need at least 10 to be edible. So there you go. It's an action roll. You can add your action stats to it.
Okay. I think my defining flaw of knocks it down is gonna bring it down to 2, so it'll only be a +5 because he knocks it down in the kitchen. Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, you said a 10, right? You said a 10.
Edible. So 5 + 5, it is edible.
Okay.
I think it's only edible because you rolled a 5 plus your 5 bonus, but because you rolled a 5 on the die, I think it's only edible because your wife saves it. Like, wait till you're not looking and add some like spices to course correct.
But it looked tight though when they were cooking because like it's super like I had to like do everything super extra. So like we have super big cutting boards that can handle like lots of force, and so it looked tight at least. Might not taste the best, but it looked tight.
Cool. I think you focused maybe a little bit too much into looking cool because a couple of your kids were doing like homework at the kitchen table, and you're like, gotta look cool, gotta earn them back. And that's maybe another reason why it like is edible.
Took a lot of chutzpah to do that, but I did. So yeah.
Oh no! Is that the callback for this season? It only took
at least for this episode.
It only took us 8 episodes. So yeah, how do you send out like the invitation for the dinner to Maevis and Vi? And I mean, you probably still send it out to Dr. Ash and Todd, even though Dr. Ash is in the holding cell.
Ooh, even for Todd, if Todd wanted to, he'd set up like a little webcam thing, like if Todd wanted to, just to like just to be there. So, but yeah, I think it's just like a pretty. He tries to make it low key. Doesn't want to show like how excited and nervous he is. It's like hey, you can come by like around this time. Or again, you don't have to come if you don't want to. It's whatever. So just like that kind of text, trying to mask the nervousness.
And does Grizlar like stress clean?
Oh, for a 10,000%, like just again and again, like he's gone through the house probably 5 times. Just
I think there's a point, and you've been through the house like 10 times, where your wife just like picks you up by your head and sets you at a chair at the table and just pats your head.
He has to refrain from wiping down the table again, so he just puts his hand in his lap. It's like, yep, Grizlar's ready.
Vi, this is the first time you've seen the kids since whatever happened. Like, how are you going about that? Are you nervous, excited?
I don't think that Vi. Honestly, I think that Vi is just. She's excited to be going back over there because she loves spending time with Grizlar's family. I think that she is not worried about what happened, and she is just going in there like full on convinced that she's going to get these kids to love all of us again, like a little bit overconfident. And I will say at the top of it that she brings her EpiPen of chemicals or whatever. Probably a better word than EpiPen, but she brings her EpiPen because she's fully also expecting to fight them. Like, that's just how this goes. And so she's got a travel pen for accidents on the weekend. And she shows up with a gift. Like most people would bring a bottle of wine, but I think that there has to be something more kaiju. And I'm open to suggestions on what Vi's gift is. But
maybe well, maybe because kaiju could be anything. Maybe like a something you've taken from someone you've beaten, like like a little, like whether it's like it's hard. You decide. It can be anything. I mean, that's a good question, so I'll let you.
Yeah, so is it a gift for the kids or is it a gift for the hosts? That would be the main thing.
I think it would be a gift for the hosts. And she probably went to the little liquor store, wine store, whatever, to get a bottle of wine, because she knows that she's not the only semi-humanoid coming. And then on the way out, she goes to the cashier, who is just a barely eligible to sell alcohol young kid, 21, we'll say, in this universe. And I say, sorry about this, you'll understand. And I rip one of their signs off the wall. And it's like I don't know, just some kind of fancy liquor board. And I just rip it off the wall and I tuck it under my arm and I walk out.
And I think you hear, hey, what are you doing? A very voice crackling,
I think I yell, it's a kaiju thing. And then I show up with the bottle of wine and the board.
Giant sign. Oh, and that makes sense too, because kaiju were breaking stuff and taking these as souvenirs. So no, that is.
And I think Grizlar's wife is the one that answers the door. And she ushers you in. It starts chatting because she knows kaiju, just happily chatting. And showing you through the house to the kitchen. I mean, you've been there plenty of times before. Your Aunt Vi to the kids. And gets out some wine glasses for you, and they know a couple other more human sized guests are coming, so a couple of glasses out, and just chatting away. It's definitely neighborhood gossipy kind of small talk and catching you up on the gossip, and then I think it turns to office gossip, getting the gossip for you, because Grizlar is definitely not the type to talk office gossip.
100%.
It's true. Yep.
Grizlar's office gossip is yeah, They didn't clean the bathroom on the 6th floor.
That's about
They forgot to restock the toilet paper.
That is big gossip, okay? Like, you just don't understand. That's the real gossip.
I think that one of the pieces of gossip would 100% be the like. What is Grizlar's wife's name?
Oh, that is her name is
Prima-Gira.
Yeah, Prima-Gira.
Prima-Gira. That's gonna. There we go.
Or Prima too. She goes by Prima too, like because you're close. You're close
I think that she fully tells Prima because Prima asks like if I ended up going on the date with Jin, and I'm like no, and like get this, rumor has it, Jin one time was hooking up with Maevis's mom. Despite the fact that was said, I don't know where it came from. And so she uses it as a piece of gossip. And Nicola hopes that Maevis isn't mad about that.
Yeah, and I think you learn some like just like nonsense tidbits about like, oh, like this neighbor and this neighbor have been fighting a lot lately. This neighbor has been having essentially like a yard war with the dogs of the neighborhood, and this neighbor is just moved in and looks like to be like a single person that just like moved into the neighborhood. They're not too sure about yet, but they do seem to be doing like a lot of like construction-y things in the house, and like just little nonsense gossip of the neighborhood.
I will say too, she probably says something super, you can pick whatever it is, super embarrassing about Grizlar. Just like, oh, Grizlar did X, Y, and Z one time, so I feel like she would definitely do
Grizlar
that.
tried to build the kids a new playset in the backyard, and it tells you like, don't use it. It's probably not safe. She needs to have someone come out and look at it.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I also just the image that's in my mind, because I feel like we're not fully acknowledging the hilarity that Grizlar's wife is full kaiju, and so this conversation is probably happening with Vi standing on the counter, because despite being 7 feet tall in her human form, she's just not full kaiju, and I'm running with that image in my mind, and it is making me so happy.
Yeah, she is more full kaiju than Grizlar is. She's probably on the shorter end of like 25 or 30 feet for a full kaiju size. But yeah, Grizlar is like 3 feet tall.
It's a heart of the kaiju that matters, okay? It's a heart.
Maevis, you show up. How are you showing up?
First, I did have a thought. I wanted to ask specifically, Grizlar, would you have a problem if Maevis brought Cyrene with?
Oh, my Grizlar would be so stoked. No, Grizlar would be the opposite. Grizlar would be, I think he would put that too. Like, you can bring, like, definitely bring a +1 or whatever. So that's completely
I think that's
cool.
maybe the only gossip Grizlar has shared with Eva.
Yeah.
One bit. Right after he's talking about the toilet paper, transitions right to that. Like, and by the way.
Oh, and by the way, we got like Maevis to ask this person out.
In which case, yeah, so definitely brings Cyrene with. I'm always imagining, like, even when Maevis is just in like her usual like jeans and sweatshirt, she's always a little overdressed for whatever she's doing, because like it's like fancy clothes that her mom keeps like, no, you have to buy the like good cashmere sweaters and stuff. So she's always a little overdressed, and that's, you know, kind of how she's showing up. She will bring like a dessert, like a pie or something, as a gift.
Yeah, and I think as you and Cyrene like walk up the driveway to the house, I think Cyrene's nervous. She's probably in like a little bit of like a sundress, like casual situation. She has found and somehow sourced in the little bit of time she had for prep, like a kaiju action figure destructo set, where like you build a city however you want to build a city from these like block pieces, and there's like a famous kaiju like action figure that you can like set up in the city space, and it will like go around the city destroying it. And I think she's like very nervously holding it. She's like, "Are you sure it's okay that I'm coming?" Like,
yes. I honestly, I kind of got the feeling that they were kind of hoping I would, without like pushing, that I would bring you. But yes, I'm 100% sure that it is okay.
okay, like as long as you say, and like, she has tied back almost in like either a ponytail or maybe like a mock bun the snakes of her in her hair, like that make up her hair, so that like they maybe only have like an inch or two of movement they can do to make sure they don't cause any trouble today. Like very nervously, and she's got like today she has on like a pair of glasses, like maybe she normally during the week wears like contacts or something, and she's got glasses on, like cute little like librarian glasses on instead, that have I think little like either sunflowers or like little daisies on the like corners. Just, like, as long as you're sure, like I really want to make a good impression.
I think Grizlar even set up a spot for them at the table, so like it's me, Vi, my family, then like me, like a special like seating for them on the other side. So yeah.
As I say, yeah. Assuming that she can, considering she's got this set, like Maevis will like take her hand or like grab her elbow, like comfortingly, like as they walk up to the door.
And I think you see kind of like in that like thinks they're sneaky kid way, like there are definitely like 3 or 4 pairs of eyes at the bottom of a window. And as they see you go to knock, the like curtain like drops, and you hear like laughter and like running or skittering. Grizlar, you hear the doorbell go off.
Oh, yep. I'm still nervous. His Vi's here, right? So Vi's already here.
Yeah, Vi's here chatting with your wife in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. So yep, I go to the door. I see my kids scurrying off. I'm just looking. Okay, go to the door. Ooh. Well, you can tell Grizlar is nervous too. He flushes blue really quickly, then scales him back to red. Yes, Grizlar's happy to have both of you here. Hello, Cyrene. Nice of you to join as well. Yes, please come in.
Hello, Mr. Grizlar. Nice of you to invite me into your home.
Of course.
And very much that like deadpan, slightly panicking inside, like greeting you give the parent of the person you're dating the first time you meet them.
It's okay because Grizlar is nervous too. So Grizlar's just like, it's well, I think as a parent, maybe Grizlar senses that kind of nervousness, so maybe like he'll kind of like be like, but yes, Grizlar's happy to have you. Just call me Grizlar. Don't call me Mr. Grizlar. It's fine. Just call me Grizlar. That's a-okay. Is that new set of the famous kaiju? I think a kaiju name.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not coming up with a kaiju name. That's all you.
It's that famous, Somptra. There we go. Is that classic Somptra figure? Oh, Grizlar's kids are going to love that. That's a great. They've been wanting that forever now, so my kids are gonna love playing with that. So Grizlar is very appreciative.
Yeah, I thought they would like it. I know someone who was getting in a a bunch of them for the upcoming summer break. So yeah. And she like she goes to hand it to you, and before she can, there's like a blur of scales that like snatch it and like run giggling away.
I think that in the background of this scene, you saw Vi like holding Prima back from laugh because we were watching Grizlar and just kind of like giving him space to do this, and like Vi's been holding Prima back, like don't laugh. And then when the scales comes out, Vi lets Prima go, so that if she needs to be a mom about that, she can.
She like turns her head so she's looking out the window into the backyard and away from where Grizlar can see, and it's just like cracking up for a moment before she like locks it back down and goes back to whatever she was doing on the counter talking to you.
Vi will then come out and also greet at that point too.
So what's the seeing everyone outside of work? Oh, sorry, keep going.
As they come in, like this all happens, and Maevis just goes, like, "See, I told you it was gonna be fine."
No, but it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, and I lead you in the room. Like there is, like, as kids were happy, there is like a big fighting pit. Like they don't have the family room; they just have like a fighting pit instead. So,
and the kids have fully already taken it over and is already building the Destructo city set.
So yeah, hopefully Grizlar's like, you can tell Grizlar's nervous too, just trying to like, just this is definitely normal. But yes, have a seat. Grizlar has set up, I tried to make your favorite things. Grizlar's not the best cook, but Grizlar came out okay. Prima definitely saved it, but hopefully it's still good.
I think behind Grizlar you see Prima kind of give you a look fine.
Oh, and Grizlar definitely introduced Prima to Maevis. And I always forget her name. What is
Irene.
Cyrene, there we go. I love the name too. So he introduces them to, so they've been introduced as well. But
and I think she does. She can speak like common English or whatever. I think it has like a heavy accent of whatever like the kaiju accent is.
So like a very growl, like a kind of a growl, like that very kind of.
Yeah, but I think she's pleasant. She's a very good host. She's also like 25, 30 feet tall. She's a very good host.
I'm trying to picture what Grizlar's house has to look like, and I'm just I can't quite like picture it because it has to be.
Yeah, so it's like if a doll walked into a normal house.
Yeah.
But you can tell they frequently have over like more normal size like friends or stuff like Vi and others over, and a little bit because there looks like there's a lot of additions because again Grizlar's only 3 feet tall, so like the counter is 14 feet high, but there's like stairs on certain points to lead up from the ground to the counter because Grizlar's 3 feet tall.
And
there also is a special. There's like a special like the where we eat. It's like raised up, and so Prima doesn't mind standing if she wants to. So we can all be kind of like at the same level. So like where we eat is like it's on like a raised platform where she can still be able to stand and eat with us, almost like it's a standing desk for her, but like just regular seating for us.
Yeah, and I think the like regular seating for the more normal sized people, it almost looks like there's like pillars going up to bring you up to the height, and there's a chair, and once you get into it and you can raise it up to the height you need it to be level with the table.
Completely safe.
Love it. I love it.
Because I mean, the kids are various heights too, so they also use them, but to like varying degrees.
Grizlar calls the kids in, like Grizlar's like, "Come on, come meet the guest, please."
I think there's like several beats where it's obvious they're ignoring you, and then Prima gives like a roar of like, "You heard your dad, get in here." And then you hear like the grumbling of kids, and like they come into the kitchen. The youngest definitely still has clutched to them the Santra like kaiju doll.
And I think that when Vi comes over by herself, she tends to do things more kaiju, but like as to like almost bridge it a little bit, she's doing a little, a little more human-y things to kind of make Cyrene and Maevis a little more comfortable about everything. But she still like is a little bit kaiju rude to the kids, which is the love of it's like she's Vi's having the time of her life tonight. She's happy.
And I think like at one point the youngest, who's like a little bit more easier to get over like being mad, like the ones closer to like teenager age, like we all know teenagers can hold a grudge or whatever. I think once they get up to the height of the table and they're like interacting with you a little bit, I think they like launch themselves out of their chair, like bumping into you and just telling you all about this cool Sumtra doll that they just got and that they're the best city destroyer. They're even better than their mom.
Oh. I love it because I think in her human form, the youngest is still bigger than her. And so she's got him fully on her lap and is like peeking out underneath his arm to look at the toy. And is fully like, that is so cool. Oh my gosh. And did you see that time he did blah, 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 and he took out that big 22-story skyrise?
Yeah, but that wasn't even as cool as the time that he took out the mayor's office with his tail.
And he's just so cool, he did it without even having to try.
Yeah! Like, again, I'm going to say Gigadora is probably the youngest.
I was going to say no, you're spot on. That's what I was thinking.
I'm assuming the order of the names you gave me is the order of the kids. So Gigadora is the youngest, and it's just word vomiting to you, Vi. And then I think at some point they drag Maevis and Cyrene into it too, because they stick the Sumtra action figure on the table and like have it do its like destruction walk across the table at Maevis and Cyrene.
And I think Grizlar definitely shoots Cyrene like a thumbs up, kind of like see like they love it.
Yeah, I think Maevis is also enjoying this. This is not Maevis's like dinner experience at any time in her life, but this is the experience that she grew up like watching on TV and in movies, right? But has never had. So I think she's really enjoying it.
Yeah, and I think as soon as the kids join, it goes from being like a calmer, more adult experience to just pure chaos.
As it should be in a kaiju house.
Like everyone talking over everyone else. Like things that should not be at the dinner table, like the Sumtra doll being at the dinner table. And I think Prima starts like dishing out food and also passing around dishes so you all can, get what you want out of it. I think at one point she passes to you by like an attempt to make maybe like a sweet potato casserole or something that Grizlar like insisted they needed to do for the more human of their guests. And she like hands it to you and like gives you like a embarrassed like slight shake of her head.
Oh, but Grizlar's watching the whole time too. He's waiting to see if everyone goes after her, so he's looking at everyone like, well, so you get both looks.
Oh, I think that Vi will take some, and but not a ton. She's gonna try and make it look like all the other food is taking up so much space so that she can just put a little bit down, because she's gonna make Grizlar think this is great, but it's not gonna be great.
I mean, it could be. I mean,
it's edible. We roll.
I think
It's
I think
edible.
the problem is I think the problem is though it's like super. It's like a little bit undercooked, so the sweet potato is kind of hard, surprisingly. So it's like harder
Oh
than
my
you're
gosh!
expecting.
And you used those not gluten-free. What am I thinking? Like some vegan marshmallows or something. Which respect to that, but respect to vegans, but like marshmallow is not going to be one of the things you excel at.
Well, and I think also, I don't know if anyone has had to do this course correction when cooking, but you can definitely tell Prima probably had to like fix things, like it was too salty, so she had to add like acid and sugar to try and like dial back the salt, or it's too spicy for non-kaiju, so she had to add like, you know, umami and maybe something else to try and dial it back for the non-kaiju. Like, you can definitely tell someone tried to course correct here.
And I don't know, do kaiju use silverware or do they eat with their hands?
Well, kaiju with their hands, but they know that some people like to use silverware as well. So both options are definitely, there's not a wrong way to eat. So
I will say the silverware is probably still like 4 or 5 times the size of like normal silverware.
I think that Vi does a combination of both. The hand is mostly, when she eats with her hand, it's mostly the hand that has to go around Gigadora. But eventually she's going to get Gigadora in her own seat, so that everybody, and I'm sure once the food comes out, the kid is fine with it. But yeah, it is an experience.
And you all do notice that the kids are doing that talk around Grizlar thing.
Yep.
Like, oh, can you Big Bar, can you pass Grizlar the salt in the hole? Talking around.
Vi is fully planning on addressing that after the meal.
I think at one point too, Grizlar says like, to Gigadora, like, someone wanted to. Well, he would ask Maevis first, like, Maevis, are you okay with like autographs? Like, if the kids wanted to, would Maevis be down for that? Because like, you'll definitely ask Maevis first before.
There is like a couple emotions that immediately like flash on Maevis's face. One is like confusion, like why would you want why would somebody want her autograph? And then a little bit of like terror because like, oh, what if I like mess this interaction up? But it's really quick, and then it's just like, oh, yeah, absolutely, that's fine.
Great. Then Grizlar goes to the Gigadora like, well, if anyone would want an autograph, I mean, Grizlar thinks this might be a good time to ask. If everyone's still, you've been talking to Grizlar, but.
Yeah, so Maevis, give me a drama roll to see how the kids react to that.
Okay. I'm assuming this is just a straight up drama roll. I don't really think anything else.
So Cyrene brought a gift, so I'll give you a 2 synergy bonus because she brought a gift that the kids love. And whatever your drama score number is, you can add to it too.
Yeah. Now, suppose Maevis's drummer roll actually isn't that good. Because because Hopeless Romantic takes 2 away.
Oh,
Does have the drama queen, which adds 2 back, but it only balances.
okay. Well, it's better than a negative.
Oh, we'll add a 20.
Oh yeah. So I think Gigadora climbs out of her seat and back across the table towards Maevis and is like jumping around on the table in front of her, really excited. And I think the other kids try to feign like that, like more like preteens, teenager, like, oh yeah, whatever, sure, I guess. But you can kind of tell, like, yeah, they're interested in it too, but they're not gonna like make it obvious it's something they want. But Gigadora has no problem dancing around in front of you on the table.
And you can see, as you sign, you can see buys on there too already under buy less because their signatures on there as well. You can see in the big like booklet that they have. So
yeah, and Mavis will write like some sort of like moon eclipse related message, and then of course it's signed as Luna, not Mavis, but yeah.
You see girls are like just behind, like just think like give you a mouthing thank you. But yeah.
And then I think Gigadora plops themselves down on like the arm of your chair and the arm of Cyrade's chair, and just starts again word vomiting, babbling of like a young kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Mavis definitely is like, you know, full attention, like appropriate head nods and all of that. Just letting Gigadora go. I also imagine this whole time, just because like, even though there's like silverware and things that are, you know, meant to be accessible for everybody, it does sound like most of it is still a little bit bigger.
Yeah, so like spoon versus like serving spoon, right? Like that's the size difference.
Right. So I'm imagining that Cyrene and Mavis have actually just been sharing a plate, just because the plate ends up being
like a platter,
like a big platter. So they've been sharing a plate and alternating between like using silverware and their hands, even though Mavis is obviously very not used to that, unless like a food is specific to, you know, like a taco or something. But mostly just like using their hands because sometimes the silverware is just a little too awkward to use.
Yeah.
Yes, use your hands. Yes.
And so I think as the dinner wraps up, Prima will pull out the pie that you brought, Maevis, and then also a dessert that she made without Grizlar knowing.
Just like shocked. Just like, oh.
That is more like somewhere in between like a kaiju dessert and like a more known dessert to kind of like ease palates into it. And dishes out like both of the desserts to everyone, and kind of like gives by a look and a nod on the dessert.
I will say, Mavis has definitely tried everything. If it was safe for her to eat, she had like at least tried it.
See, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't
edible. A lot of things are edible, but I would not eat them again.
I think as everybody is wrapping up eating their dessert, Vi is gonna say something to the 2 other kids who have been kind of a little brats. She's gonna be like, hey, why aren't you answering your dad when he talks to you?
He's in timeout.
think you're allowed to put your dad in timeout.
And you see just like Taladon, which is the oldest, just kind of gives like an
for this to work, we're going to say that some of the dishes were still out on the table. Vi is going to take a little bit of the sweet potato casserole, and she's going to throw it at him and say, wipe that smirk off your face.
I think Taladon hadn't finished their dessert, and they pick up the little bit that they have left, and they just fling it at you, full on with their hand.
Oh, we're gonna do this. I throw some more of the sweet potato, and like, you need to be more respectful to your parents.
I think Gigadora gets up from where she's been sitting on the arms of Maevis's in Siren's chair and goes, "Kaiju fight!" and runs across full bore across the table at you and just like leaps at you and knocks you out of your chair.
I quickly say to me was like, this is normal. We kaiju food fight. It's natural to fight for a meal. Completely normal.
I think Maevis is laughing, but has like tilted their empty platter up a little bit to like protect Siren.
Siren is hiding behind it with you, and I think you see Freba just kind of roll her eyes. It's like you could hear the heavily accented as she goes, "Take it to the fight pit," and you see.
Yeah, no, that's what Vi was gonna be like pushing it towards, was to get into the fight pit because she wants to fight. To like get them to.
I think once Taladon and Vicbara get down where Gigadora has knocked you off your chair, they like work with Gigadora and like lift you up almost like carrying style and just like over to the fight pit and toss you into it.
Yeah, and I think Vi takes out her little knife and is like, "Who's gonna do the honors?" For them to prick her finger for the fight. Because Vi fights them as a kaiju.
I think they instantly start fighting over who gets to do that.
That tracks.
And I think it then turns into the three of them fighting to see who wins, who gets to do it.
Oh, it is a whole, that is the pre-fight, and then, they finally figure it out, and Vi is like, "You took you long enough." And whichever one pricks her fingers so that she begins the transformation.
Yeah.
Penelope!
Grizlar, which of your kids do you think would win in that three-way tussle?
Probably Vicbara. I think Vicbara, because they practice more than the others, so they really they take like kaiju training to heart, so they practice more. It's just a little more skilled.
Yeah, and I would say Vicbara, like, they want to be a kaiju like their mom, like Sumatra. They want to do the city destruction and the kaiju superhero fights. So like they probably do more than is necessary for like their kaiju like school homework or like the training that you and your wife have with them. Like they probably do additional training, like when the other kids finally are like, "Yay!" and go run off and play, like they'll do like another thing before they go off and go play.
Exactly.
So I think at the end you see Vicbara standing on top of the pile of their siblings, giving a big kaiju roar, and then stomping over to you, Vi, grabbing the thing and pricking your finger. And it looks like they're going to go stab you, and they do the full motion right till they get to your finger and then go boop.
Yep.
I say as this is going on too, like I'm still with Maevis and Irene because I'm like, oh gosh, like I still want them to feel comfortable. And
it just turns into Vi grows to the full size, and they just like they continue fighting, and you see Prima just kind of like laughs and chuckles and like goes and gets like coffee for the adults who are staying at the kitchen table. And it's a relatively pleasant rest of the evening. The sounds of crashing and fighting and things happening in the background as the night kind of wraps up, and I'm gonna have a confession cam moment. Maevis, this is not only probably your first experience with a loud, messy family, but your first kaiju family experience. Like, what are you thinking? Like, having had this dinner with Grizlar and his family.
That was amazing. I have never had a family dinner like that. It was kind of spectacular just to see everybody enjoying themselves and having fun, and the food was okay. I will. It wasn't terrible, but I guess I've been to some pretty world-class chefs. I'm trying to be very, very fair to Grizlar here, but it was great. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. And then I'm gonna confession cam flash over to Grizlar. Actually, how do you feel like the dinner went? What are you feeling?
Oh, Grizlar is feeling super. I think again just content, especially with everything that's going on at work. So Grizlar just. Are we confession camming like to the camera still? I mean, are we like? Is this?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's just the background this time is like the fight pit, so there's the fighting going on behind you.
I was gonna ask, is this like on the back porch?
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Grizlar's. Yeah. Grizlar hasn't felt this content in a long time. Reminding Grizlar what's important. Yes. Definitely going to do these more often. And maybe take a cooking class, because Grizlar did notice some looks while they were trying to eat, and Grizlar could some area for improvement that Prima told me. So who knows?
Vi, confession cam.
Vi's confession cam will depend on one thing. Did she win?
Ooh.
I don't know. Give me an action roll.
I was going to say, we got a roll for her to find out if she's going to win. In her kaiju form, she has a +5 to action.
Yeah.
A 20.
Oh, snap.
So Vi's confession cam is in her human form, and she has a like kaiju size ice pack like over her like half of her face. And she's like, damn, I love those kids so much. Like, this is so much fun. I'm so happy. And maybe now they're actually gonna stop being little dicks. But she is, and then part of it is just her leaning back and smiling, because she's chill and like looks like Penelope. I'm doing a confession cam. She just looks so relaxed, like her shoulders are down, and she's just going on about the case. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Gotta bring their names back up. Vic Bar is going to be a hell of a kaiju when he gets to full size.
And I think you see in the background, because like I said, the fight fits in the background of the confession cams, as you're like, they're going to be a heck of a fighter. The kids have still continued on, and I think Vic Bar does like a flying like V type thing off of like a couch onto his siblings and just crashed into them.
Grizlar taught him that. Vic Bar won't admit it, but Grizlar actually taught him that move. So.
And I think what you hear, Maevis, as the fight is going on is, and Grizlar and Vi probably noticed the change. Instead of just doing moves and fighting each other, you do occasionally hear like shouted out. What Grizlar informs you is like move calls.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kaiju Death Dive!
Yep.
Amazing. Every time they do it, she definitely laughs.
And yeah, so with that little bit more of a lighthearted ending to an episode, we're gonna call it there. Thank you so much for everyone joining us. I'm KHSK DM Deliets. Find me at that link tree. Blake, where can people find you? What are you up to?
Well, they find me here, so go watch all the episodes. You need to get caught back up. You missed some. Talking to you. Otherwise, you can sometimes find me too at oh my gosh, wow, how did I
Cozy
forget?
Trauma Corner.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, check me out there too.
I got your back.
Speaking of got you back, Nekla, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me here, or you can find me over at Diversity Saves on all the social media places, doing a bunch of stuff, or diversitysaves.org if you want to join one of our live streams or community showcases, as well as over at Zealzaddy as the producer of Paperbag, the role-playing game show. Be sure to check out our Linktree /Paperbag RPG. Hopefully that's correct. To join us.
Awesome. And Sophia, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
Hi everyone, I am Sophia Olivia Scott. My pronouns are she, we. You can find me at Nerdy Teddy on Blue Sky. That is the best way to keep updated on things that I'm specifically doing. Of course, I'm over at Nerds with Dice, where we got all kinds of fantastic shows. We got some Fabula Ultima, Lancer, Vason, Fantastic Realms, World Hopping, Tales of the Valiant game, and of course my show, Fields of the Dead, a Midwestern Zombie Apocalypse. Come for some queer zombie happiness, tragedy, and all of it as they try to survive the zombie apocalypse. It's a lot of fun. There is lots of representation, lots of ace characters, and all of that, so we have a great time.
Awesome. And again, thank you all for joining us for this episode. Go check out the Paracosm YouTube post tab and get your votes in for what Dot and Maevis should name this company that they're doing. Because we still have that up and going. So go check that out. Vote for the one you want and drop suggestions in the comments of that post if there's a different option you want. Puns are welcome. Puns are encouraged. I want puns. Give me puns. But
That's a lot of Hoot Spa too, though.
Yeah, and Hoot Spa. And Salt Bay, and whatever else has popped up from the last couple of episodes. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye. Bye.